Good afternoon. Welcome to the COPN, Children's Observation Project Network. Today, we're going to be talking about a draft pick decision. I'm your host today, Xander Gage. We're going to be talking about our number one overall draft pick, Veda Hamilton. I'm telling you, you are definitely going to want to lock in and watch this because this is probably the best pick with the best stats I've ever seen in the history of the child sports recruiting. So here are the stats that we were going to be looking at. And here is a beautiful picture of her in the off-season training for the season this year. So we got overall number one draft, Veda Hamilton on my right here. Let's start with some baseline stats. For speaking, 99. She knows more words than I did when I was a star draft pick. Her gross motor skills movement, we're working on it. You know, it's a 96 overall. We could be at a 99, but a 96 is very good. She's really good at running, picking things up, using her gross motor skills, the large muscle groups. As for fine motor skills, we're lacking in that department, but there's always room for improvement. She can pick things up and pinch and grab, and she can pet things. And her cognitive development, yes, a crucial point of every child's succession in this league. It's getting up there. We're working on it. She's only 1.5 years old. For being 1.5 years old, we typically don't have number one draft picks this early in the game. Usually, we're looking at about 3 to 4 years old, but she's way ahead of her game, showing clear signs of improvement. And the Bronfenbrenner theory of the systems, the macro, micro, etc., she is incorporating almost all of them. She knows how to interact with every single one of those groups, and that is just what every team is looking for, which is why she's gotten offers from every team across the nation. The Kansas City Chiefs, the Bills, the Dolphins, the Steelers. Oh, but it's looking promising that she might go on to the kids' Buffalo Bills team, because they are looking for their new star quarterback, because she can play, she can make the moves, she can do it all. Right here, we're going to be analyzing our very first clip of the day, showing the prowess of her during her training season. Yes, that is your host, Xander Gage, in the background training her, because me personally, I have taken her on as my pet project, if you could say. We are going to make her the number one ever player, Hall of Fame, everything. Let's take a look at what we're working with here. 1, 2. So just from that clip there, from that very short clip, we can see that she is able to use her fine motor skills, grab right onto that bar, and then activate the gross motor skills and pull herself up with the assistance of the coach. And you can see she's smiling, she's giggling, she's showing clear signs of enjoyment of this, that her training brings her joy, and that she is ready for the league. All right, I am back, your host, Xander Gage, and yes, we are now going to touch into Veda's cognitive development, which can include being able to mimic using toys, banging toys, recognizing that this toy makes this noise, recognizing how to open boxes, and, expanding her memory on people and places around her. And yes, she is 1 year old. She's doing fantastic for where she's at. So let's take a look at this clip here, and we're gonna break it down after.
Roxo, amarelo, azul, olha, diz bem forte. Devagar assim. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Muito fácil.
Yes, as you can see in that clip right there, her coach, or her grandmother, did show her how to make the noise with the little drumsticks there. And she did right after immediately start making the noise, recognizing that toy does make noise, furthering her development and why teams are just ready to scout her because of how easily she's learning these things. We're going to move on later in these clips to show how she's expanding her memory and the toys. Like right here, this clip I'm about to show you. these stackable
Velho.
toys. Let's look at them.
Vovó, isso o que é? Isto o que é? Não sabe. Isso o que é? Não sabe. Caracol, vovó. Caracol. Ah, o caracol. É vermelho, vovó. Vermelho. Vovó, e este, isso o que é? Tartaruga. É tartaruga. Ah, cor de laranja. Vovó, e este, isso qual é? Este o que é? Ah! Vovó. Ah! Ah! Onde é que se vai ver? Vovó, olha. O Titi.
Thank you. As you can see in that clip right there, she's learning how to play with the shapes, and she's learning how to use her fine motor skills to grab the individual little spheres, the colored spheres, off the hooks. Yes, she does not quite put them back in there, but there are later clips that I will be analyzing with you that show the prowess and the promise of this. She's able to stand up on her own and recognize that I also like to make noise on that. So she graciously gives me the toy, hands it to me, and I say thank you to let her know that it was the right thing to do. And she is learning words, a lot of Portuguese words, building on her memory. And she has been taught most of those words pre-hand, but she does still need a little bit of help. We're going to look a little bit later on into the clip right here. Let's watch this clip right here.
Quem é que? Quem é que? Yeah. Chip. Chip. Vera vovó. Vovó. Quem é? Quem é? Vovó. Muito bem. Vera vovó. Olha. Vera vovó. Olha. Vera vovó. Isso o que é? Isso o que é? Não. Olha vovó. Isso o que é? Isso o que é? Não. Nariz. Nariz. Nose.
This is the part we're going to look at. Watch this. She's look at that.
Isso o que é? Isso o que é?
Exactly what we're talking about here. As you can see in that clip, she takes the little crock pot or the pot out of the toy bin, and she knows that when we put her toys away to grab the ball and put it into the storage device or the pot. And then she grabs her little Hershey Kiss bucket because she knows that there are toys in there from previous encounters. We're going to talk a little bit about Bronfenbrenner's theory of the systems and how a lot of them have influence on her, such as the doggies. The dog right there on the couch, Mai, the big dog on the floor, William, and the dog in the back, Chip. He is part of her microsystem. As I'm looking at stats as we go, part of her microsystem that has influenced her life because she is learning how to be gentle and when she pets the doggies and how to give them the treats when we give them treats. Yes, that is not shown in this clip, but it is part of her life. And I'm inside of her. We're all doing this in the Live International Studio Stadium room there. Yeah, it's pretty important and pretty big. But you can see that she's able to walk and get up and use her gross motor skills, very good for her age, to be building upon this. And then using fine motor to put the ball, take the ball out. And she's able to recognize and memorize who I am, because I'm Tio, and who her coach is, Grandma, which is vovó. That's grandma in Portuguese. Yes, she is bilingual, which is fantastic, and it is something that every team is looking for because they can really connect with the audience. Let's move on to some other clips, and we're going to keep going on the developments. Dude, we got to keep moving on. We have a very tight stream here. We're right there. This is a part that I'd love to analyze right here.
Vera, mamãe. Tens que ajustar mais. Faz os quadrados. Yes? Uh-oh.
Beta, who's this?
Vera, quem é esse? Bluey. Vovó.
There is a fantastic clip, something that is absolutely you just can't get enough of it. You see there how when we give her the shape, she knows how to grab it, and then she goes to stack it on top of the other blocks. Clear signs of fine motor development and depth perception, and how she can set things on top of each other without overshooting or undershooting. And when I handed her her favorite toy, might I add, the Bluey dog, she's easily able to recognize when it's pointed out, Bluey, Bluey. She looks right at it and says Bluey. Very important. It's very important. You know, that is going to cut it for today. We are going to end the clips here and the analysis, but overall, this is our number one draft prodigy. She is looking to be the number one QB with a 99 overall stat. Hall of Famer. Anyways, I'm your host, Xander Gage. Thank you for tuning in, and we will have more clips coming in the future. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful night.